guest that will share this program with us. This is the day that we will remember Martin Luther King, and it is a whole weekend. Not only that, there will be a lot of activities that I will tell you about. First, all eyes will be at the Tabernacle Baptist Church today because at that time, the Ebony Bowl, sponsored by the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, will take place at exactly 1 o'clock. And we will tell you about the churches that will be participating in just a minute. In the meantime, today's program is being brought to you by your favorite Allstate insurance agent, Marilyn Hildred. Marilyn, April, and Shelley are in San Diego this weekend attending a very important Allstate meeting. But Calvin and Greta are carrying on. You may call 8430811. Now you want to know what's going on at Tabernacle Baptist Church. Let me tell you. Hello?
Hello.
Mrs. Ray, I would like to say a special hello to you, and I understand that you have a very distinguished guest from Dallas, Texas.
Yes,
Who is that?
my sister Doris Johnson is here visiting me from Dallas.
Well, that's wonderful. She will be here to see you today as you court your first victory team at the Ebony Bowl.
Yes, she will.
Would you tell me the churches that are participating in the Ebony Bowl this year?
Okay, the churches that are participating are Allen Chapel AME Church, Christian Life.
Excuse me, Miss Ray, would you tell me the pastor of these churches? Because I know the people are going to want to be there to support their young people. Okay.
Certainly. Allen Chapel AME Church, Pastor E.W. Dawkins. Christian Life Missionary Baptist Church, the pastor Dr. J.L. Jacobs Jr. Fifth Street Baptist Church, Pastor Fred L. Elkins. Street Christian Church, Pastor Boise Edwards. Some more churches here. Greater Mount Olive Baptist Church, Pastor A. Glenn Woodbury. Quail United Methodist Church, Pastor Donald L. Scott. St. John Missionary Baptist Church, Pastor W.K. Jackson. Tabernacle Baptist Church, Pastor John L. Meshach.
Those are the churches that are participating.
Yes.
Now, what time is this bowl?
This bowl is at 1:30.
At 1:30?
Yes.
At Tabernacle Baptist Church?
Yes, it is.
And that's on Northeast 36th Street?
Yes, I think it's 36 and Martin Luther King.
Right off of 36 and Martin Luther King. Do you feel like you're going to win it today, Miss Ray?
Oh, it's for sure. We've got it.
You think Allen Chapel is going to walk away with it today?
Yes. We have some real ambitious young students here, and they are ready to take the prize home.
Well, I know the people from the other churches are listening to you today, and it's going to be quite interesting. Accept my congratulations, but you have overlooked one fact that I think is very, very important.
And what is that?
Fifth Street Baptist Church is in the contest.
Well, there's always a first time for everything.
Okay, yes, I can understand. And have a great Saturday.
Okay, thank you.
And I want you to do everything except beat Fifth Street, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, today is a day, and we would like to salute the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity and continue to remind us that we need to know our history. And speaking of knowing our history, I would like to say happy birthday to Mrs. Gloria Matthews today. Today is Mrs. Gloria Matthews' birthday, and we have got to celebrate. What are we doing? We've got to celebrate. And when I tell you we've got to celebrate, I want you to believe me. Everything that we will do today will be in celebration of Mrs. Gloria Matthews' birthday. Why is she so important? You've got to realize that Mrs. Gloria Matthews is one of the sponsors of the Clara Luper radio show and has been for years. She not only is one of the sponsors, but she's involved in all kinds of activities for this city. Her work with her beautician sorority, her work with her church, her work with NACP, her work with Freedom Center, all of that cannot be overlooked. And therefore, today we would like to join in saluting Mrs. Gloria Matthews and her husband Paul Matthews too. I know he's very happy because this is her birthday. And when you think of Gloria Matthews, I want you to think of Chancellor Shardinas. Chancellor Shardinas. That name, you see how much pride she has in her history. She named her nursery, daycare after her children. Chancellor Dina, uh, yes, she really did that. Chancellor Shardinas daycare. And every time you hear that name, you say, well, Mrs. Gloria Matthews is really proud of her children. And her children are certainly proud of her. The nursery is located at 1643 Northeast 50th Street in Oklahoma City. The telephone number is 424-4656. Now, she also has Johnson Shardinas, number 2, located at 2611 North Martin Luther King. That telephone number is 427-5274. 427-5274. Johnson Shardinas. They accept drop-ins, and they are now enrolling. And those of you that are not satisfied with the daycare center where you are, call Gloria Matthews. I want you to go by there and look at it. I want you to look at the games. I want you to look at the library. I want you to look at the qualified teachers, and they serve breakfast, lunch, and snacks. And be sure and tell them that you heard it on the Clara Luper radio show. Let's go over the calendar of events for Martin Luther King celebration. Today at 2 p.m. at the First Christian Church, Northwest 36th and Walker, there will be a program by youth for youth and family. Dance, poetry, song, and artistic reflecting Dr. King's life. This is sponsored by the Interfaith Disaster Recovery Committee of Oklahoma City and the Martin Luther King Holiday Coalition. On Sunday, January the 9th at 3 p.m., there will be special service at St. John's Missionary Baptist Church, 5700 North Kelly. A traditional annual farmer program with a national speaker and musical program including St. John's Choir and the Ambassadors Choir. At 6 p.m., there will be at Temple Benai Israel, 4901 North Pennsylvania, with a dramatic production by African American youth. There will be questions and answers with Dr. Martin Luther King. At 7:30 p.m. at the Temple, there will be a cross-cultural program and discussion sponsored by the Temple and NACP. On Monday, January the 20th, there will be at 11 a.m., there will be a national bell ringing salute to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. at the Oklahoma Historical Society building, southeast of the state capitol. Governor Frank Keaton will be introduced by State Senator Angela Monson. At noon, there will be a ceremony at Calvary Baptist Church, which is a historical site of Oklahoma City's civil rights early organizations, and there will be a staging of parades and floats. Reverend Donna Compton will be the mistress of ceremony. There will be an invocation by Dr. James Davis, the pastor of Calvary, and there will be greetings by Dr. George Cooper. A proclamation will be read by Willa Johnson. There will be reflections by Mrs. Bernice Resmunson. The parade instructions will be given by Representative Toure and Wayne Thompson. At 1 o'clock, there will be the parade. At 2 o'clock, they will move into the Civic Center Music Hall, and the MC will be our Commissioner, Shirley Darrell. There will be a welcome by Representative Kevin Cox, a state proclamation by Senator Haney, and there will be a skit, Shades of Hope. Mr. John Wiley Price has been invited to be the guest speaker. Now, the parade will start at Calvary Baptist Church, and as all of you know, I have been against starting the parade and going downtown. And I do that because I really want people to understand what Martin Luther King's dream was all about. There was a time when we first started marching on Martin Luther King's birthday. We would start down at the Ralph Ellison's library and march to the Capitol. We did that because we could feel the heartbeat of what Martin Luther King was talking about. We could see the east side. We didn't have to march and for the sake of pleasing white folks because it's not that many white folks that come to see the parade anyway. And I do hope that they will prove me wrong, and I can be wrong, but I haven't seen any difference in white people's population attending the parade than I did when it was on the east side. But let me tell you something. I want you to remember this as you forget everything. When the parade was on the east side, people could stop and get some pop. People could stop at Stales. People could stop at Florence's. People could stop at Lamar. They could stop at our businesses. But the biggest thing that we have, we just march straight down to the white folks. Maybe I have memories of those marches downtown when white folks was kicking us and spitting and laughing on us. It was not a show. It was a dedication. And I think that someday, I don't know when, maybe they will come back to the east side where we can get some of that business. They need to see the thrill of the east side. We do have some new businesses on the east side. The thousands of people that could come to the march could march into some of those businesses and spend some of that money. That's what it's all about. But maybe when the hockey people march on the east side, I can feel different. But I still want you to know that I'm not speaking for anybody but myself. I think it's a shame because there are a lot of people that will march with you as long as you marching. But when you say march on down and get some insurance for some black people, march on down and buy an automobile from a black salesman, march on down and buy some food and some groceries and some gasoline, and that's a different story. Now, one thing about it, white folks can prove that I'm wrong by crowding into Stales, by crowding into the businesses on the east side. People say, why is it we don't grow? We don't grow because people aren't creating a climate where we can grow. A lot of talk. Talk is easy, but talk won't keep business going. We need some green dollars from blacks and whites spent on the east side of Oklahoma City. And how can they spend it when they don't see it? Tell me what businesses are between Walnut and Main Street in Oklahoma City. Tell me so that I will know. But oh, when we used to march and we could look at our businesses on the east side, they might be small, but we love them, and they can be large with your support. Gates Barbershop is located on 2609 North Martin Luther King, and they join us in celebrating Martin Luther King's birthday. Mr. Gates is ready to get you ready for all of the King's activities. And speaking of activities, on Sunday at 11 o'clock, Mrs. Ann Slaughter will do I Have a Dream and excerpts from various speeches by Martin Luther King. And if you have not heard Anna Slaughter speak, if you have not heard her say the words of Martin Luther King or James Weldon Johnson, name it, you have missed a treat. And I invite you to be at 5th Street at 11 o'clock in order that you can hear Ann Slaughter, which will represent all of us. Hometown, 2001 Northeast 23rd Street, says it's time now for you to stack up for King's holiday. Go in and get your groceries, and you can do that for 24 hours. Dr. A.L. Dow is located at 934 Northeast 8th Street in Oklahoma City. You can call him at 235-0536. And Dr. Dow joins us because he certainly has felt the pain of what it means to be in the forefront of civil rights. And if you haven't been in the forefront, you can talk about the pain, you can talk about it, but unless you've been out there where you've been mistreated and buked and scorned, you don't even know what the game is all about. Passion Home Health Care is located at 3838 Northwest 36th Street. The telephone number is 943-5779. Now, if you're not able to take care of your people at home and they need the proper medicine, they need the proper care, Passion Home Health Care can give it to them. Passion Home health care is taking care of people at home, where you don't have to put them in a nursing home, where you can take care of them and you can watch these people as professionals come in to take care of business. Now, when I say take care of business, I mean take care of business. Don't take my word for it. Just call Passion Home and Healthcare 943-5779. They also have a program known as Give Me a Free Hand 946-8928. I'm so proud of Mr. Nathaniel Cobb. And certainly I will be getting with him this week because he's doing a special thing for us. He is putting the pictures of the people that are on the Black History Monument and wall on tape, all for our conveniences, and we will be telling you about that, and we are really excited about that. Reverend M.L. Tucker, the pastor of New Zion Baptist Church, will be giving us some background information. I have a great deal of satisfaction in introducing people, the people that we have not talked to before. And this is the purpose of the Clara Luper radio show, to inform people about what's happening in our city. Now, all I can do is to tell you, and I don't want you to do like the people who used to watch us march. Oh, Clara, I'm praying for you. And I said, what are you praying? I'm praying that you march as I sit at home and watch you go to jail on television, because I'm sure not marching with you. But we have an opportunity to really improve conditions in Oklahoma. We have been praying all the time, Lord, help us to become business people. Help us to reach out. Well, I can tell you one thing. And in Oklahoma City, we have a young man named Vernon McVia, who owns the Discount Carpet and Furniture, located at 501 Northwest 23rd. That's 23rd and Walker Street here in Oklahoma City. Now, I'm going to tell you this, and I want you to remember it. Mr. McVia and his staff will come out. They will give you free estimates. They have professional installation for carpet of all kinds. Listen to this. I want you to listen. They specialize in commercial jobs, church jobs. Don't take my word for it. They have done churches and business all over this state and in Texas and New Mexico. Now, if they are doing it in other states, couldn't the people in Oklahoma City, blacks and whites, call Discount Carpet and Furniture 525-6700 and tell them you want them to come out and give you an estimate? And let me let you in on a secret. They give senior citizens a 10% discount. And the carpet, the regular $30 a square yard carpet, is on sale for $19.95, and that includes the pad and the labor. They have carpet as low as $4.99 a square yard and will install that carpet for you. Now, what else? What else can you get down there? You can get custom design furniture to match things that you want made, custom made. They have custom design living room sets. They have in stock quality mattresses running from $39.95 each up to $399. Now, you don't have to run all over town looking for everything. Maybe you need to go look and see the prices and then come back, and we will be able to compare them. Now, that's at Discount Carpet and Furniture, located at 23rd and Walker Street here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I've told you, you no longer can you say I didn't know, because they do have mattresses, and you deserve somewhere where you can really sleep. Well, I'm gonna tell you about Gideon's 300 store, located in Oklahoma City, and I'll be talking to those people out there, because you need to know what's going on in your city. You need to know. I know Calvin in here singing. Calvin, you gonna sing happy birthday to Miss
Of
Matthews?
course, Mom. We've been sitting over there. We're practicing. We have a little duet that we're going to, if we get permission from the best radio show host in all of Oklahoma and all of the nation, if we have an opportunity to, Dean and I were thinking about singing that special happy birthday salute to one of our favorite people, not only here at the radio station, but at the NACP Freedom Center, at the Miss Black pageant, but most especially up there at Chauncey Cherdina's daycare center, and also throughout the community.
Well,
You know, this
Calvin, you
young
know
lady,
you don't
I
come
don't
from
know.
a singing family.
Well, that doesn't
There's
matter, Mom.
nobody
That's
in
why I
your
was going to ask
family can
Dean to
sing.
go
Just
along
like
with me.
that Caddy family, nobody can sing.
We're going to leave a little space in there for you to sing it, but then
Well, I'm not gonna sing no happy birthday to Miss
well, we want her
because
to know
I'm a
from.
shepherd and I don't know any shepherds that can sing. Do you?
Well, we're going to see.
We
I
aren't
think
like
there's
the
a little
Billingsley
descendant of a
and some-
shepherd that's going to come
and
in
the
with a beautiful
Johnsons and
voice
other
here.
people.
And Dean got his tenor part ready, and we have a special soprano part for you and for things that will make Mrs. Matthews happy, because this is a very special day. This is the Martin Luther King holiday weekend, but this is and this is Mrs. Matthews' birthday. Happy birthday, Mrs. Gloria Matthews, from Calvin Luper, the staff here at KTLV, and all of us with the Clara Luper radio show.
But Calvin, I want to talk about the Gideon 300 store. And I would like for you to go over there and make sure you have them on the telephone because I want you to tell them about it. Maybe I
Okay.
should give Mrs. Yes, I think I'll just let Miss.
Well, you should. You know, Mrs. Matthews loves to shop. This would be the place, and I bet she can find it because it's easy to find.
they're
It's 6006 South Western Street,
But they're
59th and
waiting.
Western, Mrs.
They're going to
Matthews.
tell us all about it, and we are real excited about the getting. Calvin is just singing "Happy Birthday" to me. I'm gonna let him do that because that's just wonderful. The Business and Professional Women's Federated Club will observe its 73rd anniversary on February the 8th, 1997, at the Ralph Ellison's Library, 2000 Northeast 23rd Street. The event will be held from 3 to 5. There will be a program of special recognitions and displays of the club's history and achievements, according to Mrs. Queen Hicks, the chairperson of the Founders Day event. The Business and Professional Women's Club is an affiliate of the Oklahoma Federation of Colored Women's Club and the 100-year-old National Federation of Colored Women's Clubs, Incorporated. Mrs. Carolyn Payton, president of the Business and Professional Women's Club, invites the public and all other federated clubs to share in this outstanding occasion. Put that on your calendar. Make sure that you plan to attend. So many interesting things are going on. Now remember, that's Saturday, February the 8th from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the afternoon at Ralph Ellison's Library here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Well, today in California, Los Angeles, Arnita Neen Hicks is having a big birthday party, and they are having a surprise for her. And that surprise is Portwood Williams and Lucille Williams flew out to California to be with her on this big birthday celebration. And speaking of a celebration, we do have something to celebrate because we do have a new store in town. The Gideon 300 store. Hello?
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine this morning. I understand that you have a new store. Tell me about your store.
Well, our store is called Gideon 300, and we are an authentic African clothing, arts and crafts store, and we also have some African foods.
Okay, now let me go back. You say authentic. You mean you're the real thing?
We're the real thing, imported direct from Nigeria.
Direct from Nigeria? I noticed a sign I know you have a sign out there which says the beauty of Africa.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about the African clothes that you have out there.
Well, what we have are boo-boos.
Boo-boos?
Yes, boo-boos, which are free-flowing African gowns. They are embroidered in the front, and no matter what size you are, you can wear a boo-boo, and it's worn. You can wear it to weddings, church, any occasion, any occasion that you have to dress up a boo-boo can be worn too, and it also has a lovely head tie to go with it. So you can tie a scarf on your head and look just as elegant as ever.
In your boo-boo.
In your boo-boo.
How do you spell boo-boo?
B-O-U-B-O-U.
Okay, boo-boo. I'm going to get Calvin a boo-boo.
That'd be great.
Okay, and what else do you have in African clothes?
We have ladies' caftans. And the difference between a caftan and a boo-boo is that a boo-boo has no sleeves. It's not a sleeve. The sleeves are sewn into the dress, but caftans have set-in sleeves where you can actually notice the sleeve of a caftan. It's also a dress that anywhere that you can wear a boo-boo to, you can also wear a caftan, and it also comes with a scarf.
Okay, well, I guess I'll fix Eugenia up in that.
Pardon me?
I'm going to fix a friend of mine, Eugenia, up in a caftan.
Yes.
Okay.
And for men, those are ladies' items, and we also have ladies' skirts and blouses. Now, for men, we have the men's caftans, which are long, also like the ladies, but it comes like below the knee, and it has a hat and a pair of pants, and it's also an occasion. Anywhere that you can wear a suit, you can wear a men's caftan. And we also have men's pants and shirts, pantsuits, and we have tops. And these things, the tops can be worn over top of a pair of pants, very casual looking. And the pantsuits we have from dressy to casual looking, depending on where you want it to go. And what some of them have hats, which make them dressier. And then we have quite a few that do not have hats.
When I think of Africa, I certainly think of the beauty of Africa. Tell me about your African arts and crafts.
We have, in terms of arts and crafts, we have ebony carvings. We have walking sticks that are carved out of pure ebony. We also have statues and letter openers, all made out of ebony, which is the hardest wood in the world, and it's very dark, looks almost jet black.
It comes from a tree, right?
Yes. And we have cordial wood, wall hangings, which we have plaques, and they're best storytelling panels. And a lot of the panels are talking about blessings and stories on farming. And we also have calabash carvings. And the calabash is a gourd fruit that has been carved. Some of them are painted in bright colors such as black, red, and blue, and others are just a basic white and tan color. We have some that have very nice religious inscriptions such as, "This is the day the Lord has made," and we have some that are just plain that will look beautiful hanging on any wall to decorate any home.
Well, we call them gourds down the Hoffman.
Yes.
And what did you call them in Africa?
Calabash.
Calabash. Tell me about the African groceries, because the descendants of Africans that live in America and that are here, they like to eat, and most of the time we overeat. Tell me about the vegetables that you have.
We have a lot of vegetables from eastern Nigeria called ukazi.
What?
Ukazi.
Ukaza.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a leaf that is used in soup. We have also another one called ugo.
Ugo.
Which is another leaf that they used in making stew. We have abacha, which is a cassava that eastern Nigerians eat. And we have bitter leaf. We have ogbono, both grounded and in the seed.
You have what? Ogbono?
Yes, it's a soup that draws like okra.
Oh, I see. Okay. I've always wanted some ogbono.
We have dried fish.
Dried fish?
Yes.
How do you dry fish?
You put it on the grill and you just smoke it, or you can put it in your oven and turn the stove down very low and just let it cook all night, and the longer it cooks, it dries out.
But what about the bones?
The bones will still be there, but they'll be when you cook it in soup or put it in a pot of collard greens.
Wait a minute. You put the fish in soup?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
And because it's dried and the smoke and flavors in it, it really seasons a pot of soup or a pot of collard greens.
Collard green? I didn't know they had collard greens in Africa.
They do have collard greens.
Okay.
They use it to make.
And you put that fish in the collard greens?
You can put the fish in the collard greens.
Okay, now don't you people run out and get some of CP's catfish and put it in your collard greens, because that's not the kind of fish he's talking about.
No.
Tell me more.
Okay, we have various types of fufu. We have cocoa yam.
Fufu.
Fufu, yes. Fufu is it's made out of various types of ground flour, such as rice flour or semolina, and you put it with some water and make it very thick and smooth, and that's what they use to eat their soup. Rather than using like a fork or spoon,
Mm-hmm.
they break the fufu with their hands, dip it in the soup, and then eat it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Take me back over that.
Okay, when you make fufu, it's rounded in a plate, and you pat it down to make it real pretty looking and very smooth. And as you eat, you break a little piece off with your fingers, dip it in your soup, and then eat it.
Oh, take me to Nigeria.
My 1-year-old son loves it.
Oh, wonderful. Well, Mrs. Leola Ford loved your yams. Tell me about that. And Miss Bernice McDaniel, I had to share that yam. You know, I came out there and bought some yams.
Yes.
And I had to share those yams.
Did you like it?
Oh, did I like it? You have to ask Miss Bernice McDaniel and Miss...
So you ate it good?
Oh, what are you talking about?
All right.
Tell
I'm
us
glad you
about
liked
that
it.
yam.
Well,
We have that. We have the yam. We have also the palm oil.
The what?
palm oil. In Nigeria, once you boil the yam and cook it, you dip it in palm oil. You can dip it in palm oil and eat it. That's how a lot of many Nigerians eat it.
In palm oil.
Yes.
I'm not familiar with palm oil. You've got to recognize it. I come from Hoffman, Oklahoma.
Palm oil is a red oil that's used to fry things, and it gives it a different flavor. You can use it to make soup, or as my father-in-law did when I was in Nigeria. He'd pour the palm oil, the red oil, in a bowl, take his yam, dip it in the palm oil, and eat it.
What is alligator pepper?
Alligator pepper is a small pepper that has an outside skin, and inside there are a lot of seeds. And it's a very hot pepper. And in ceremonies such as a marriage ceremony, an engagement, the alligator pepper represents that the parents want the fertility. It represents the fertility of the marriage. And so it's used to either spice it and make food hot, or it's used in ceremonies to represent how the families wish that the marriage will produce children as much as the alligator pepper. It will be fertile.
I was really impressed with your crayfish.
Yes.
We call them crawdads in Hoffman. How do you get them in the position that you have them in your store?
They dry them.
How do you dry crawfish or crawdads?
It's a
Okay, actually, what you do when you get them from the ocean, you lay them out. And to process them to dry, just like you dry the fish. And then we packet them. And if you want them blended, you blend them dry in a blender. And then, so you have the one that is blended and the one that is not blended.
the grounded.
Right, we'll call it grounded, which is sometimes blended.
Okay, you have something else. Like so many times down at Hoffman, we used to have bubble gum, but you have chewing sticks.
Oh,
Explain
yes.
that to me.
Oh, Mom, I love the chewing stick. I am. As a matter of fact, I chew stick up to now. And every time I go to the dentist, like right now, I don't have any cavity. Never had any either.
You have never had any cavities?
No.
You use a chewing stick to clean your teeth.
You use the chewing stick as a toothbrush.
Oh, you don't use a toothbrush?
At times, I don't have to use it if I use it, but at times, just for the flavor or for the mint of the toothpaste, I use it after. But mostly, you don't have to. It takes the place of your toothpaste and toothbrush.
All right, now where are you located?
We're located at 6006 Southwestern. It's right at the corner of 59th and Southwestern in Southwestern Plaza.
When are you open?
We're open from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday.
Now, I know that you're from Nigeria, and I want to congratulate you because you have come to America and you're fulfilling Martin Luther King's dream. But tell me about your business.
We are a business that is here to introduce Americans, both white and black Americans, to what Africa has produced. So many times our image of Africa has come from the TV, such as Tarzan. And we are here to show that Tarzan is not, there's nothing real about Tarzan, and that there is beauty in Africa through clothing, through our arts and crafts, because that is what gives people a sense of your culture and how you live, by how you dress and what you can produce. So our store is here to uplift the image of Africa and to give people a sense of being in Africa without actually stepping across the Atlantic Ocean.
Well, Mrs. Ford, Leola Ford, got that feeling of being in Africa as she enjoyed those yams.
And that's what we want people to get a sense of: how Africans eat, how they dress, and how they live, and just what is coming out of Africa.
Oh,
Miss Luper?
yes.
This business is also about service, providing service to the people.
What kind of service?
And I'm talking about our business.
Okay, I know you're talking about business, but when you say service to the people, I need to know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, good. The kind of service we're talking about is just like Dennis has just said a while ago, the service whereby our community we're able to, first of all, help them to find what other things they've not been able to get associated with from other parts of the world, such as in Africa. We have them here. And then in talking time in service, like we go out, Denise goes out to schools and educate the churches, the school community, and the people generally about Africa, the art from Africa, the culture from Africa, and the people of Africa. So that's a service, an educational service and cultural service that we provide to the people right here in our community within the Oklahoma City Metroplex.
All right, and now you're talking about the services that you're going to provide, and you better tell me your name because we have done that.
My name is Dr. Denise Oyasanya.
Dr. Denise what?
Oyasanya.
Oyasanya. And
my
you,
name
sir?
is Elijah Adeoye.
What?
Elijah Adeoye.
Idea.
Adeoye.
Idea. Oh, yeah.
Exactly, Adeoye.
Idea. Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
You have to be patient with me.
Oh, I'm very patient. Hey, you're doing great.
Am I?
You bet.
Oh, great, great. Give me that old African spirit because it's good enough
You
for
are
me.
doing just excellent.
Well, I want to certainly thank you. And once again, the name of your store is Gideon 300 Store. Why did you name it Gideon 300 Store?
Because when Gideon went out to battle, the Lord wanted him to take only the dedicated men, people that would not get distracted. When the Lord told Gideon to take the people that lapped the water rather than those that went and wallowed and stooped and did all. Those people that lapped they didn't put their weapons down. They didn't get distracted by the fact that they were thirsty. They stayed ready just in case. And that is what the Lord wanted. We named the store Gideon because Gideon and his army were dedicated. The people behind Gideon 300, they will not be distracted. They are committed to the cause like Gideon and his 3 men of 300 army. So that is why the store is named Gideon 300.
Gideon 300 Store, located at 6006 South Western in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. What is that telephone number out there?
632-0770.
When you call and when you go out, be sure and tell them that you heard it on the Clara Luper radio show.
And we have 10% off for anybody buying the clothing and the arts and crafts.
10% off?
Yes.
All right. Well, one thing about it, and I want people to come out there and educate themselves because you never know what's in Oklahoma City. Mrs. Leola Ford grew up in Texas, and boy, when she saw that yam, she's coming out there to get us some more yam and bring her little niece, Cremishula, with her.
That'd be great.
And I'm gonna get a chewing stick for Thais Ray today after she win. Her mother said she's gonna win this contest today. That team from Allen Chapel, African Methodist Episcopal Church. You all are Christians, aren't you?
Yes, we are.
It's been a pleasure talking to you today. Would you like to say anything else to the audience?
Yeah, well, I would just like to say that we'd like the people to come and visit us. We are new business in town, and we have a lot of things that they cannot imagine right now seeing, that when they come in, they're going to be pleased. And also, we want to also appeal to churches, or at least let the churches know that if they have like the black churches that are celebrating weddings, or even the white churches, it doesn't matter. We have a wedding uniform that we can customize for them, but they need to give us at least 4 weeks notice about their wedding. Then church choirs also, we can design choir robes for any group of choirs in any church here in Oklahoma. But again, we need just 4 weeks, and then we also want the pastors and individuals to know that when they need to furnish their home or their or their office, they need to come over and look at arts and crafts and see what they can use in furnishing their homes, offices, and even some of the churches.
Thank you so very kindly, and thank you for being my very distinguished guest today on the Clara Luper radio show.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate you, Clara.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I want all my flowers while I live. I don't want you to wait until I die and come in with your resolutions.
Amen. Amen to that.
I want your flowers.
Amen. I believe that too.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Today we are pausing in memory of Martin Luther King, and we have given our own interpretation of what it's all about. Now, each one of you have a different interpretation. You have different views, and thank God that we live in a country where people can disagree. And you can disagree without being disagreeable. I have made my stand clear, and now I would like to talk about Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was an American. He was Christian and black. He spoke with a prophetic voice about redemption of our individual souls and from our national disgrace. He shared his dream with us on a hot August afternoon in 1963 on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. The dream that he gave his life for was a dream that's shared by millions of Americans, black and white alike. It was a dream that challenged America to live up to its ideals, to rise above the assumed rights of property, and to look at the rights of human beings. Dr. King taught what any good family, North or South, should teach. There is no room for hate in this house. He preached about what America could become. He offered redemption from our original sin. Yes, his message led the 1960s and the 1964. Respect for democracy lay at the core of Dr. King's tactics. He was a nonviolent man who was steadfast in his objective. He would not compromise with racism. Over 40 times he went to jail for his beliefs. Time and time again, he stood for human dignity and individual self-worth. He said that he would rather go hungry than sit at the back door. He would rather go thirsty than drink at a whites-only drinking fountain. He said that he would rather march in the streets to change democracy than being denied the right to vote. This is American that's being honored with a national holiday. A recipient of young people who will go places that Martin Luther King had never been and will see things that Martin Luther King had never seen. And now we go to Brandon Bryant, our sports reporter.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, I'd like to say happy birthday to Miss Matthews. And how are you doing today?
I'm fine today.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brandon Bryant, bringing all you folks out there in Radio Land, your Saturday morning sports page. In the NBA, Dennis Rodman decided to kick cameraman Eugene Amos in the groin Wednesday in the Bulls' 112-102 victory over the Timberwolves. Sam Perkins tied an NBA record by going 8 for 8 in Seattle's 122-78 victory over Toronto. Detroit defeated Vancouver 103-79. Grant Hill scored 31 points. Orlando held Dallas to its lowest point total ever as they defeated Dallas 78-66. Atlanta improves their home winning streak to 14 as they defeated Minnesota 95-93. And the Big 12, yes, he did. He didn't have to kick him.
No, he didn't have to kick him, and I just think that's awful. Well, anyway, thank you for being my sports reporter.
You're welcome.
This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and now we are going to Mr. Young. We are ready.
Good morning, Miss Luper.
Yes.
This month, among the many activities going on in our community and our nation, and in our world, we pause to celebrate the birthday and most of all, the extraordinary life of the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Now, Martin Luther King not only fought for civil rights, but for black Americans and also for all mankind. Young people, we must learn to do the same. While we live, Martin Luther King didn't believe in violence. He believed in fighting with his brain and with his heart. The weapons he used were the guns of education, the knives of equality, the fist of democracy, and the sword of the Lord. Now, young people, we must fight with the same weapons. Martin Luther King believed in hard work. He felt if you were a street sweeper, be the best street sweeper you can be. Now, young people, let's believe like Martin Luther King and be the best we can be. Happy birthday, Dr. King. We love and cherish your memory, your dream, and your life. This is George Young with As I See It.
Thank you so very kindly.
Thank you.
And I would like to thank those of you that have called in and congratulated my young people. I want you to know how much we appreciate it, and I would like to say to those two young men, keep on marching. March on to victory. Now, I want to tell you all something, and once again, I'm just a voice crying out. I want you to know that there are people in the United States that have no respect for Martin Luther King and his holiday. In our own area, in Bethany, they will not be celebrating Martin Luther King's holiday. Choctaw, where our sheriff is from, the city hall will be open on Martin Luther King's birthday, and they will be going on about business as usual. And if I lived in that area, and I don't live in that area, but I think the people in that area should certainly call the city hall and tell them that we want Martin Luther King's birthday recognized. They say they will never, and these people are saying with their actions that they will never recognize a birthday of a black man. Now, this is a federal holiday. It is a federal holiday. But in El Reno, Oklahoma, that lives over the prison off of all of our money, the city hall will be open. Harold, Oklahoma, with its white supremacy, I think the halls will be open. Midwest City, and they tell me that they're even having school in Midwest City and trying to justify it, yet they're teaching the kids how to obey, how to respect, yet they are disrespecting a federal holiday that's been proclaimed by the President of the United States and approved by Congress. Also in the state of Oklahoma, Mustang will be open as usual. Newcastle, Branchard, and Chandler, Oklahoma, a disgrace. Nichols Hills, where we have bought our chewing gum and they have taken the money and built beautiful homes, they will be open on Martin Luther King's birthday. War Acres, Yukon, Nakoma Park, Tecumseh, and Valley Brooks. I want you to see racism. It's all wrapped up in something else. They wrapped up slavery in property rights. They will wrap up all of these in other rights. Well, I don't like it, and I've said it. Are you scared to say it? If not, say it out loud. We do not like it. We want to be recognized, and certainly those of us that go to Choctaw and Midwest City and all these other places and spend our money, and these people don't have enough respect for you to close the city hall. Calvin. Yes, you've been practicing saying happy birthday to Mrs. Matthews.
Oh, Mom,
wait a minute.
We've
Before
really
y'all
been practicing.
let me tell you, I've got to have all of the applications for Miss Black Oklahoma City by this Wednesday. We can't play with you. I need all of the applications. And I had two pages that will not be in town that dropped out, and I need 2 more pages. Okay, Calvin.
Mom,
take it
I
away.
really enjoyed that interview with the Gideon 300 store where the African clothes, the African arts and crafts, and I saw that yam.
Oh, okay.
And
Let's not
so I was
talk
waiting
about
on,
the yam.
I'd like to
Miss
introduce
Black-
to
CP
all of you
cooked
out
that
there
yam. Okay.
beautiful new singing group, and our name is the We Can't Singers.
The We Can't Singers.
And
Okay.
you invited to be a part of
Where
the
you
group,
gonna
Mom.
get it in
We're
black and white? That's what Martin Luther King's talking about. Look
So,
at my two
okay,
children.
you ready, Dean? We're
Okay,
gonna do
they're
this
ready
together.
to sing. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a
Okay,
minute, wait a minute, wait a
okay.
minute. Okay, we are ready to sing happy birthday to Mrs. Matthews.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Quit stepping on my foot, Dean. We better go on with this. Say, Mom, you know, today is also a very special birthday for someone else out in our listening audience, and we want to send that out to them too. But we want them to have a very happy birthday, and that's none other than the elder Ernest Jameson. Today is his birthday, so Elder Ernest Jameson, thanks to your beautiful wife, Evangelist Mary Jameson, she reminded us that today is your birthday. So happy birthday from the Clara Luper Radio Show and all of us out here at KTLV. And we know that this will be a happy day.
What was the name of that group that just did happy birthday for Mrs.
The We Can't
Matthews?
Singers.
The We Can't Singers. And I know those of you that would like a recording of the We Can't Singers, I want you to be sure and call Calvin.
Well,
And I
Mom,
know
you know,
you
they can
wanna
call
take
me.
with this
You can
show.
call me here at the radio station, 672-1220 or star 1220. But, you know, we are getting closer to the celebration that Oklahoma City and all of the nation will be having, not only the presidential inauguration, but Martin Luther King Day. And the We Shall Overcome theme, I know you've probably heard that 1,000 times during the course of this weekend. But I hope that everyone out there that's listening will make this a very special weekend, a very special week, and do something on behalf of the dream of Martin Luther King, on behalf of the life that the young man lived, and the many things that he's done to help all of us.
I think if we really want to show our appreciation to Martin Luther King, we will put out some special effort to help ourselves. And I would ask you to give a scholarship. Give some scholarships to some young people that are trying. I would like for you to help young people. I would like for you to support these minority businesses. These businesses cannot make it without your support. Now, you can pray all you want to. Clara Lupe, I'm praying for you, but until you buy a book for me, I cannot stay in the book business. I want you to think, and I want you to do some deep thinking. Today I told you where you can get some carpet, and I'm talking about some real carpet. I've told you about some African food. I've told you that we should be marching on the east side, but I guess this good old slave mentality say to us, let's march for the white folks. But thank God Martin Luther King marched for everybody. If Martin Luther King was alive today and was leading a march in Oklahoma City, he would certainly lead it in an area where black people could show off what they have. Our houses might be raggedy, but we are proud of them. We are proud of ourselves. And I ask all my white friends, and I know you love Clara Luper, you white folks love me so well until when I move in your neighborhood, you move out. Now that's proven love. You love me so much until when the churches over here that used to be white, and when I moved in and started coming to your churches, you took your Bibles and you moved on. Oh, you moved on to the west side. I know that's proven love. Now I want to see you marching with your heads up. I want to see you marching. I want to see you marching in the stales and get you some soul food. I want to see you marching in Florence's. I want you to see you marching in the United Drug Store. I want to see you really marching like Martin Luther King would march. And some of you big shot blacks, and I have some blacks that come to me and say, Miss Luper, you still with the NACP? Do you think I'm a fool? Do you think I would leave the NACP? And incidentally, next Saturday, there will be a statewide NACP meeting at Freedom Center. There will be representatives from the national office and the regional office that will be here. And we're going to have to serve them some food. And some of you that know how to bake a cake, I don't want you to bake a cake like Calvin and Dean was singing. But if you would like to bake a cake or a dessert to help the NACP Youth Council, we would appreciate it. If I have told you something that you didn't know this morning, I want you to see me. And if you don't know Black history, you need to buy my book. And I will have some of them with me today. In the meantime, the Ebony Bowl today, and you heard Miss Ray say she's going to win it. If she wins it, I'm going to give her a yam. Watch out, Ray. Here I come. This is Clara Luper saying, I like, she choked on that. Tell them bye.
Goodbye, and a happy Martin Luther King holiday, and make sure that you celebrate it in the right way. Do something
Yang.
to help somebody.
Good old Yang.
Good luck, Fifth Street.
Good
luck,
luck.
all
Good
of you
luck.
young
Good
people.
luck.
Congratulations.
Bye-bye, and we do love you.
The program you've just heard was a paid program. The views and opinions expressed and products endorsed are not necessarily those of KTLV, its staff, or management.
This is AM 1220, KTLV, Midwest City, Oklahoma City.